wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. Somebody said Diddy them paralyzed her at a freak off party. Before we get into that, though, let me cover my ass. No Diddy. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared at the Flow Show, no filter, are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Happy Thirsty Thursday, y'all. Y'all know Thirsty Thursdays. Remind everybody to drink their water. I got my water right here with me on my Thirsty Thursday. Let me take a swig before I do my gig. We got a lot to update on the Diddy trial. We have a new, somewhat famous accuser that says they were paralyzed at a Diddy party. I'm going to tell that story first, and then we're going to get into some of the particulars, y'all. We got today, tomorrow's show, then we break for the weekend, and Monday, it's game time. The trial starts. Can y'all believe it? The trial is upon us. The trial we've been talking about for months and months and months, and hundreds of thousands of bottles of baby oil and dildos and freak offs and spiked drinks and celebrities running and all kind of shit. And it all leads to this moment, this coming Monday. So we got today's show and tomorrow's show. Hit the weekend, and then it's game time. I already got my popcorn. I already got my nachos with the jalapenos ready. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're going to watch this. But right now, I got the breakfast crew in the building. What's up, Ebony, Megan, Not Dreamer, Day One, Kobe, C Tuck, what it is. Come in, make sure y'all liking and sharing the live as you come in. And I need everybody in the chat. If you see anybody in here not liking, remind them we got to like and share. It's game time now. Ain't no more ain't no kid gloves. They off. We on a mission. Like, share, and keep it moving. Feeling good today, y'all. Feeling good today. I ain't gonna waste too much time. We're gonna get right into this story because we got to cover. I got to catch y'all up on what's going on the with the trial. We got some new developments. So today we got to get some of the X's and O's put together and in their proper place, cross some T's, dot some I's. You know the routine. So before, like I said, I got a couple things I want to thank people for and all that, but I'm going to save all that for the end today. Today, we're going to get right the fuck into it. A new accuser came in the middle of the night. This is a famous, I guess, British lady. She said she was paralyzed at a Diddy party. Paralyzed. And you know, I know in my little caption thing, it ain't spelled right, but you know, I don't know if the algorithm even wants you to say paralyzed. So I had to try to freak the spelling a little bit. But y'all, this is a wild one. This British TV presenter claims she was rugged, which led to her being paralyzed at a freak off. So strap up. We about to get into this one. Get your head. If you're driving, pay attention to the road. Put your seatbelt on. Keep your ears on me. Eyes on the road. If you're walking your dog, scoop the poop, but keep your head on the swivel because they do be lurking. We love the dogs, but we don't love the poop. Let's get right into this. Shout out to the breakfast crew, always in the building, 7:30 sharp. If you want to come see this, the Flow Show No Filter live, join us every morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't catch that, the Flow Show No Filter is always available on Facebook, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube 24/7, 365, and twice on Sundays. Let's get into it. Her name is Precious Muir. I'm sorry, it's Muir. So I don't know. Precious Muir. We're going to go with that. I'm going to just call her Precious. And it's not the Precious from that movie. So just remember when I say Precious, we're talking about a British TV presenter that claimed she was rugged at a Diddy party. So this is a British TV personality. She's 40 years old. Imagine you move to the Big Apple. Let's take it all the way back to 2005. That was back when my Floyd days. If you see my social media, I was running around with Floyd. I was on BET Rap City, and I had a shirt on that could have fit about 5 people in it, about a 5X, big ass shirt. You know, them were the big clothes days. So imagine we back in 2005. She said she was in her early 20s and was told that the only way to make it big was for herself. She needed to network. And by networking, she needed to be at the parties. She needed to be around the who's who's. She needed to be around the celebrities, hobnobs, eat shish kebabs, drink with them, whatever it took. And often that meant a lot of schmoozing, a lot of glitzy parties, a lot of parties with the rich and famous. But as we all know, and we've come to learn, there was a dark ass side to all these bashes. And all these bashes and these celebrity bashes, the dark side included young girls being offered drinks that were often laced with rugs, with a D. And a lot of them were goaded into having sex that was filmed without their consent. See, this is the dark side that a lot of people didn't know about until this Diddy trial. And like they always say, when the grass is cut, the snakes will show. Well, a lot of grass been cut ever since this Diddy trial started. A lot of secrets coming out. And at one of these particular parties that this young British young woman who was aspiring to make it big, one of those parties she went to was hosted by your boy Mohawk Diddy. Now, you already know Mohawk Diddy is accused of kidnapping, rugging, and coercing women into having sexual activities, with an upwards of about 120 victims coming out to this day. Now, as a young model in New York, Precious was encouraged to go to industry parties to make connections with the right people. But a lot of times in this life, y'all, when we looking for the right people, inevitably, we tend to find the wrong people. You know, we looking for the clean cut celebrity or powerful person who will take us to the promised land. And a lot of times we don't find the clean cut guy. We find the guy with the mohawk, the guy who has a hidden agenda and you don't even know about it. Well, that's what she ran into, y'all. And you're not going to believe this story. And let me continue. So, as a young model in New York, she was encouraged to go to these parties. It's a new documentary by BBC where she revealed how she believes that she was slipped an illegal substance in her drink at a party hosted by the Diddler. Precious initially thought the party was like walking into a film set. She was excited. It seemed like a movie. She had never seen nothing like it. In the back of her mind, at this time, she felt like she had made it, y'all. She felt like she was on her way to becoming that star, that personality that she wanted to always be. Initially, she went to a vodka brand party that was associated by Diddy. And that's how she was initiated into this lifestyle. She said, I thought this can't get better. This is Hollywood. Every person you can imagine is in these parties. There were beautiful girls dancing, champagne, everything was flowing, hors d'oeuvres. Diddy always made sure that His presence was known, and everyone at that party wanted to be around Diddy. But when she was offered a drink by someone at the event, that's when it all went left. She drank this drink at a Diddy party that someone offered her. And you know what happened when she drank this drink at this Diddy party? The side of her face became paralyzed. Now imagine you at the party thinking you done made it, you're having a time of your life, and you can't see the picture, but this is a beautiful young lady, fair-skinned, nice aura just exuding from her face. Imagine she's there, she's thinking she made it. Somebody offer her a drink. Of course, you take the drink. Everybody in here famous. What's the worst that can happen? And you drink the drink, and your whole left side of your face becomes paralyzed. What do you do? What do you do? She said, I received a drink from someone while I was at this party, and there was something in my drink. Before I knew it, I couldn't stand up. I was completely paralyzed on one side of my face. I didn't know the people I was around. I trusted strangers, and that was my mistake. The person that came and helped me was one of the venue security guards. If I hadn't been saved by that security guard, I don't know what would have happened to me. Asked why she never reported the incident to the police, Precious said this: I was advised that as long as I'm seen by the doctor, I'll be okay. By the next day, I'll be fine, so I don't need to pursue anything with the police. She did not specify who gave her this stupid ass advice, but we can almost guarantee it was somebody. It was one of the little Mohawk Diddys running around. Precious added, I feel now looking back, it was an initiation. They were testing me. When you don't do something like pursue with the police, they think, okay, Precious is cool. See, when you don't pursue the police, that's that inch that I always tell you that the predators and like Diddy and people who take advantage, that's that inch. And once you give them that inch, what they gonna take, y'all? They're gonna take 1.5 miles. And that's what happened. Ask what sort of things you would see at a Diddy party. Precious said open drug use, sexual debauchery were all commons at a Diddy party. She said this, hey, they asked Precious, what else would you see? Precious said, you'd see girls sitting on guys' laps and they're doing different rugs, coke on the woman's breasts, and he's sniffing the coke off of her breasts, popping pills, smoking Snoop Dogg, she said. And I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know what the Snoop Dogg is. She goes on to say, I see condom wrappers in the bins. I saw children. They were there. It was young children with whomever brought them. They were alongside. They had children right next to naked girls. Now, I'm going to pause right there to add a little context to this. This ain't some Joe Blow, Jane Doe, who just hopping off her couch and wants some clout. This is a British personality who has been in this game, in this world a long time, sort of like yours truly. I can relate to her because people like that don't need no clout. If she was chasing this dream in her 20s and she's in her 40s and she is a British personality to this day, this is a hard-working woman who don't want no fucking clout. So to all the naysayers or the people out there that tend to not believe, I'm telling you, this person right here, the type of person I believe, because she's been doing the same shit for 20 plus years. And being a well-known personality is one of the hardest fucking things to do. So if she wanted clout, she could have did that shit a long time ago. Let me continue. I'd see, what else did you see? Precious. Precious said, I see condom wrappers in bins. I said it. Girls would be literally effing each other in the pool. I've heard after a certain part, they would ask you, you need to sign an NDA to continue on to the rest of the party. I'm going to say that again. When the heat start getting turned up, they start coming around with them NDAs. Sign this, sign this. Precious also claimed, which we probably could assume and guess, but she told us straight from the horse's mouth, she was approached for sex numerous times. She said, this is how it would go. You were asked, do you want to stay and hook up? I would say, and then she would say, I'm good. The model became emotional when revealing there were certain things that happened at that party. Certain things that she chose to keep to herself for fear of retaliation. Where have we heard that from, ladies and gentlemen? For fear of retaliation, she kept quiet until now. So, Precious, can you tell us a little more about what you saw? I know it's tough. She said, I was rugged and taken into a space where it's uncomfortable to talk about because I don't know what happened exactly. You have no idea if you speak up or go to the police or something, what could happen to you. Now, in response, Diddy's legal team said in a statement, the BBC documentary is full of uncorroborated allegations, unreliable hearsay, and wild speculation. In broadcasting these falsehoods, the BBC is giving voice to numerous speakers who lack credibility and who have obvious ulterior motives. That is a statement from Diddy's legal team. They also go on to say Sean Combs unequivocally denies these false accusations, which are harmful, defamatory, and unsupported by credible evidence. He looks forward to addressing these allegations in court where truth, not fiction, will prevail. Now, all of this comes after Precious told the Daily Mail she was also warned by a friend not to smoke any Snoop Dogg, as Diddy aides would allegedly sprinkle stuff in it, plus the vodka shots were rumored to be laced with rugs, and many of those were traps. They were traps. Don't smoke the Snoop Dogg. It's sprinkled with a little of this and a little of that. She goes on to say, we arrived at the party, and as you come into the house, there were servers giving you champagne. There were certain spaces where the big celebrities would sit. They would sit and talk amongst themselves. There were also day beds and sofas. Everything was white, and we were all wearing white as well. We could be in the party for a few moments, and somebody would offer me rugs almost immediately. They would say, do you want a line of cola? And you know what cola is? Do you want some cola? Do you want to smoke some Snoop Dogg? They were pushing. They needed everybody to be inebriated. But see, Precious refused any offers of suspicious looking substances, admitting, I got a lot of flack for it. But it was a form of control. They wanted to see who would be easily manipulated. They wanted to see who would take those rugs and where they would go after that. It was the first step. And if you're okay with the rugs, then what else are you okay with? I can confirm this shit because I went through that on my journey as I was touring and I was a signed artist. But see, the difference with me and what saved me is I never gave them an inch. The second I felt you were asking something weird or anything outside of what I was there for when I was there to make music, the second you would ask or infer anything like that, you were met with so much of a seriousness out of my face and my tone and my voice. They knew immediately I wasn't the one to fuck with. So that was the only thing that saved me. I never gave an inch. Anytime I was offered something or go to a party or anything that just didn't sound right, I was the same no filter that you hear today. Hell fucking no. And if you ask me some shit like that again, I'm going in your mouth. No Diddy. That was me. I came to make music. I don't give a fuck about all this drugs and drinking and women and all this. I didn't. And I'm glad God made me that way because it saved me, because I had no clue. Even when I was passing up all this weird invites and stuff, I didn't know it was this bad. I'm just the type of person that when I'm on your turf and I'm there for a reason, that's the only reason I'm there for. I got a family and friends that I've been cool with since I was a baby that I kick it with. So it was never even an option. I don't want to be around a bunch of weirdos. So I thank God that God made me that way. It was never a desire of mine. Ask him. Ask Floyd. Ask Floyd Mayweather. Ask anybody. And I'm not implying Floyd asked me anything weird, but I'm saying Floyd knows when we ran around, Floyd knows I never gave a fuck about being around no celebrity parties or doing nothing to impress anybody. I was simply there to make music. And that's why once the music stopped, I was gone. And I didn't miss it. People used to say, don't you miss it? Don't you think you could have did this? And I said, man, hell no, I don't miss it. I don't miss nothing when nobody trying to have me do no weird shit. But let me get back into the story. So let's get back to Precious. She said, Precious added, I know it sounds strange, but when you get these advances from big celebrity men, you're thinking, wow, he works for this brand and he works for this company. They all have selling points. I would call them suits. They said they would help my career. Hey, y'all, does this sound familiar? And they would try and charm you. The model said rappers in particular were the most aggressive. And security would intervene if they saw guests taking pictures on phones. Pay attention to this environment. This woman ain't got no reason to lie. Because if she wanted to be a big celebrity and she wanted to use some clout and get some clout, she could have told this story a long time ago. And that's what I tell people about when I talk about my industry shit. I didn't bring up my industry shit until I made it again on my own terms without bringing up anybody's name or any story. By the time I started telling my story, I already had a 6-figure platform, hundreds of thousands of people. And it was at that moment when I started telling my story. And why did I do that? Because I didn't want to be down bad and then telling my celebrity stories and people like, oh, he's just looking for clout. He just needs some money. So I purposely never mentioned none of this shit I went through until I already had made it. Because I didn't want nobody to ever say that. I don't need nobody's fucking clout. I work too hard. I don't need nobody's clout. That's why when I walked away from the industry, I knew I didn't give a fuck how much time it took. I knew I would blow up again because I learned from that. I said, you know what? The next time you go and pursue this journey, you got to do it on your own. Don't take shit from nobody, because shit comes with shit. Let's continue. The model said the rappers in particular were the most aggressive. She explained the rappers were very aggressive, in my opinion. They were in your face. There would be a lot of hand gestures. They would grab you close. A couple of rappers took my phone and started putting their number in my phone. You were watched a lot with your phone. They didn't want you taking photos because it was a private setting. There was security. They didn't want you to capture too much. It was very exclusive, very private. Precious goes on and describes the host Diddy as very much the leader of the pack at the parties, but admitted there were other wolves in the house. She believes some guests were only there to take advantage of young models and girls who had dreams of becoming singers, dancers, and entertainers. Diddy is currently incarcerated in Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center as he awaits trial, and that motherfucking kicks off Monday. Precious, who is in a relationship with Fats and Small singer Ben Ofudu, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, admits she wasn't surprised when she heard the rapper had been arrested. So we're talking about a person who has pursued her dream, and she's a British personality. She is also married to somebody else who has a name. They're doing their thing. They don't need no fucking clout. See, when you see people like this telling a story, it's almost similar to Terrence Howard. Take their story to the bank and cash it. Because what the fuck would they tell it for? She married. They're doing their thing. They're larger than life already over in the British airwaves. They just doing the same thing I'm doing, speaking out on some of the wild, crazy shit that happened to them and that they saw. Will this person be called to the stand? Who knows? But I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. The feds looking at the same shit we looking at. And if this story is getting blasted all over the internet, picked up by legitimate publications, the feds, the prosecutors, and everybody involved looking at the same stuff. And we will be watching. But now let's get into some of the coverage. Shout out to Precious, praying for her. Appreciate her strength. Everybody check her out. Precious, you can look it up. Precious, what is her? Let's spell that last name. Precious Muir is pronounced, it's spelled M-U-I-R. Precious M-U-I-R. Look her up, y'all. Look up her story. I think you'll get a lot out of it. It's a lot more to unpack, but I'm going to leave it there for now. Now, we got some developments in this story in the Diddy trial. And right now, as we speak, or as I speak, the jurors are filling out that up to 70 question questionnaire. 600 women and men right now are filling out that questionnaire. It's getting real, y'all. I know Diddy got the bubble guts. I know he do. I know he got the bubble guts, but check this out. The jurors are filling that out now, getting ready. And like I said, everything kicks off Monday. And Diddy did get a ruling in his favor. He will not have to pull up in the orange jumpsuit. He will be able to get fly for the trial. Judge approved it. What else did the judge approve? We about to get into it. Told you we're gonna move straight. I ain't playing around today. We it's game time. Put your game face on when you listen to the Flow Show No Filter from here on out. Judge got this from ABC. Judge approves Sean Diddy's request to wear non-prison clothing for the trial. A federal judge in New York on Wednesday allowed Sean Diddy Combs to wear something other than jail garb when he goes on trial. At the request of Combs' lawyer, Judge Subramanian will said he will be permitted to receive non-prison clothing at the MDC to wear for his trial scheduled to begin on May 5th, 2025, Monday, y'all. Now, the judge allowed up to 5 button-down shirts, up to 5 pairs of pants, up to 5 sweaters, and up to 5 pairs of socks, and up to 2 pairs of shoes without laces to be worn in the courtroom. Combs wore the shirts and pants he was arrested in his first court appearance, but has since appeared in jail, issued, y'all know, the orange jumpsuit. Now, this is important because many defendants don't want to look like they're already guilty to the jury, and so they don't want to be coming in that. They don't want to come into the courtroom with the orange jumpsuit. So this was a pretty big ruling for Diddy, to say the least. Lawyers for the entertainer had requested 2-month delay. Y'all know that didn't come through. So they gather more information and they bust their ass and they ready for May 5th. But the judge, noting that Combs has at least 4 attorneys, said the defense had sufficient enough time and should be ready. And we already know the situation. They're saying Diddy coerced and all of that. And we are now at the point in the trial where it's put up or shut up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Y'all know today we are supposed to get information on the plea deal. Y'all know I do this show so early. Of course, it's not in yet. But I expect the plea deal that Diddy was offered. I expect that plea deal to be exposed or revealed today. But as we approach this trial, one thing that they talked about, I watched a very good some news segment. I think it was like Fox News or something. But they were saying they are paying everybody is so on top of this jury selection. It is insane. Because, like I said from the very beginning, the most important part in a case or in a trial is who those jurors end up being. Oh, another ruling. Unless they change it, they are saying that the jurors will only be referred to by their number. Names won't be revealed, identity, so on and so forth. It's going to just be juror number 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. You know the game. So I believe that I appreciate and I like that. I think these jurors to be, dealing with a trial like this, the trial of a century, an important trial, not only just in accountability for the victims, but an important trial for our society. See, this shit been going on in Hollywood for far too long. And they've been using their money and their power to do horrible things. I was there. But see, like I said, I didn't even know the fullest extent of it because I've never even acted like or gave anybody in the industry any inkling that I would be down with anything. So because of that, although I knew weird shit was going on, I wasn't exposed to pretty much none of it in person because I just didn't have a problem telling you to your face, fuck no. I never had a problem telling you straight to, I didn't care who you were. You could be the biggest, you could be Clive Davis, and I'm here. I remember Sylvia Rome, and it was funny because, not to go off into the Shador Sanders stuff, but it's funny because Now that I look back and I see how Hollywood does people, how what happens to Shador. See, this world has a problem with confident people. And I remember they used to try to get me to break because when I would go to these meetings, these label meetings, they would tell me that I needed to lighten up. I needed to be more social with people. And I always wondered why were they so concerned with me lighting up and wanting to be social or this or that when I was there just to do music. And they made me feel like something was wrong with me because I was being antisocial, and certain deals they took off the table. But now that I look back, y'all, they were frustrated and mad at me because they say this young man don't give a fuck about us as far as celebrity and this and that. I went into every label meeting with confidence and the energy that lets you know I'm here for music and that's it. I don't give a fuck about anything you got going on outside of music. I'm not doing anything strange, and you ain't gonna ask me too many times either. I give you one time. The next time you ask me, it is gonna be a problem. And I gave off that energy, but it was always with respect. I always respected people in their position. It was never about disrespect. But now that I'm starting to see all the how the industry has been playing people, and then even what's going on with Shador, I went through that. I was that confident little black kid going around to these label meetings, and I was one of the few people that would look you in your eyes and thank you for your opportunity and tell you, fuck you, if you trying to make me do something strange or make me feel like I got to go to this certain party or I got to come here and kiss everybody's ass for a record deal or for an opportunity. It all makes sense now. It was all a part of the plan. So I look back and I see everybody don't have that kind of attitude that I had. See, I told you today, they could offer me $1 million for this pod and give me a podcast contract. If it means they want to control me or think I'm going to do something crazy, I would tell them to kiss my ass. And that's why I always bring it up on this show, because anybody out there, I want them to know before, don't even come my way, because I don't give a fuck about that. I make my money the way I want to make it, the right way, and however much money that comes up to, I'm fine with that. But see, everybody don't think like that, and everybody, you know, and I don't even blame anybody. It's certain things. I was fortunate to just have a family that just instilled so much, made me feel so secure. I didn't give a fuck about nobody else's opportunities if it meant I had to do something outside of who I am. And so now I have a better understanding of what people go through. And just think about it. I was a man. I'm a man. So the stuff that I went through and the little manipulation, see, I'm not, you can't manipulate me, but I really can still go back and think and look and realize, like, they were trying to make me bend. They were trying to make me waver a little bit on my beliefs, and I never would do it, not even a centimeter. I wouldn't move a smidget off what I believed in. And then I did get that energy of trying to shun me and act like I had a problem. And I'm a man. So I can imagine what women went through or go through. Because if they've tried to manipulate me and went through all kind of different, they tried tactics, it would come from this celebrity or this person or that person, I would be like, would y'all get a fucking grip? I'm not going to this whatever Interscope private party out in the damn woods somewhere. Quit fucking asking me. You got this person ask me, then if that don't work, then this person ask me, then their assistant ask me, and I'm like, why the fuck y'all want me to do this shit so bad? I would be like, hey, I was always a early morning, the same way I do this show. I was a weird rapper that I like recording in the morning. So I would be up, they'd be like, I would be like, I gotta record in the morning. But it all makes sense, man. That's the plan. And so eventually they just cast me off. And I politely took my ass on. Moved from Vegas, moved to Atlanta, started a whole new life. My son was born. But now that I get to listen to other people's stories and seeing, you know, how this world works and how the powers that be try to make you conform, it really sheds new light on just how fucked up Hollywood is. And y'all already know, I just thank this community right here, and I got to thank the people that make this show what it is, the subscribers. And I got a fan request. I'm going to get into that Jaguar Wright, Brian McKnight. If you don't know, Brian McKnight is suing Jaguar Wright for defamation and some other shit. And I do have some intel on Brian McKnight, on who he is as a person. And like I always tell y'all, if I do know some shit personally, I'm going to share it with y'all. So let me thank this subscriber, and then I'm going to give y'all some of my personal insight, stuff that I know to be true when it comes to Mr. Brian McKnight. And we're going to cover that Jaguar Wright situation that one of the subscribers has asked for. And I got a little more Diddy news before this close of the show. So Jamie is a subscriber of the day. Jamie gave a $8 donation. Let's give Jamie her flowers in the chat. Jamie, thank you for subscribing and making the Flow Show, keeping the lights on, keeping truth alive. Like I said, we're not going to depend on no corporate sponsors. If any corporate sponsor come, they're going to have to come on our terms. Or other than that, they can kick rocks with flip-flops. Y'all know our saying. So thank you, Jamie, for taking a step in the initiative to support this show. And anybody else that want to support it and you want your shout out, I shout out all my subscribers. Hit the link. The subscription link is in the notes on your phone or wherever you're watching it. The subscription link is in the caption or wherever. But it means a lot. And like I said, it allows me to come in here and say exactly what I need to say to y'all. I don't have to hide shit because it's some corporate sponsor looking over my shoulder, telling me what I can say and can't say, and threatening to pull away the sponsorship. Now I can't pay my rent because this sponsor got me by the balls. I'm not doing that. I told y'all before I do that, I will change this bitch to a sports podcast and talk about the Browns. And I'm good at that too. But I just prefer to use my platform for more meaningful stuff and to hold people accountable. And in order to continue to do that effectively, I need subscribers. So if you don't want to turn on this podcast one day and hear about the Browns, Cavs, and Guardians all day, I need you to subscribe, because that is the only option. I won't be on here with sponsors telling me what to say about the news. I'll just do a sports podcast, and I love sports, and I'm good at talking about sports. So my sports podcast will blow the fuck up too. So we're gonna keep this the way it is, and to keep it the way it is, we need subscribers, and we need more, y'all. I need y'all to step up a little more, because I got a lot of people, hundreds and thousands of downloads. I really should have more subscribers. So we approaching the Diddy trial. Please subscribe, and thank you, Jamie, again. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed and not just sat back and listened to me put my life on the line and get my blood, sweat, and tears and just sat back and watched me do it for free. So I really appreciate the subscribers because you understand what I'm doing here and what it's costing me and the risk that I take for the greater good. And you're not just sitting back and watching me do all that and put no value on me. And that feels damn good. So thank you to all the subscribers out there. And if you ain't subscribing, what you waiting on? This is the Flow Show, no filter. You know what it is. You ain't gonna get it like this. Y'all know me. I'm gonna give it to you straight, raw and uncut, and I'm gonna hold you down. And I don't care about money. So if it gets to the point where I feel like I ain't got enough subscribers, I'll make this podcast subscriber only, and it'll just be us subscribers. I don't care about fame. I don't care about none of that. I care about solid individuals in a solid community and doing what God placed me here to do, and that is amplify victims' story and help get justice for all. That's all I care about. So let's get back into this. Shout out to everybody out there. The Breakfast Crew always holding me down. But ain't at this point, this is like I told y'all, this is game time. This is what we here for. Yes, we laugh and joke, but we here to get justice for victims. And we also want to hold everybody accountable. If the system is screwing over somebody, we going to hold them accountable too. So it go both ways. We just want shit to be fair. That's all I want. I'm not rooting for anybody to go down if they're innocent. The court decide they're innocent, they're innocent. They're guilty, they're guilty. But what we gonna do is bring the facts, no narratives, no pandering, no none of that. Just straight facts. You believe what you want to believe. I'm gonna believe what I want to believe, but I'm gonna make sure all the information that I know is out there. So let's get to this Jaguar. Now this is a fan mail. This is a fan mail special. This is a fan mail special. Y'all know one thing about me. I give my listeners a voice. This is the People's podcast. And if you would give Netflix $9.99, but you would listen to this and not and somebody who really is for the people, you got to really question, why would I give all these other Netflix and Amazon? Why I give them $10, but I want to listen to this man who fighting for us for free? Think about that. So let's go into this Jaguar Wright situation, because one of my fans hit me up. She said, "Hey, Flo, no problem. Hey, look, it's always good. We always appreciate the people who share the podcast and all of that as well. I'm speaking to those who can, and those who can know who I'm talking to. Like I said, I do it myself. I support all my podcasts because I don't want to depend on this mainstream media. And the mainstream media, if you're not seeing what's going on with all the mainstream media, they are controlling and doing whatever they can to control the narrative. And if we don't support our podcasters, our YouTubers, we won't have any unbiased news out here. It's a war on us. Look it up. But this listener said, "Hey, Flo, let us know what's going on with Brian McKnight suing Jaguar Wright." And I'm going to get into that. And like I said, you always more than welcome to hit me up on the fan mail. If y'all want to talk about something, put it in the fan mail or DM me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. DM me and let me know what you want to talk about. If I could get to it, I will. So I appreciate this listener for asking me about this, and we're gonna go into it. So Brian McKnight is suing Jaguar Wright because Jaguar Wright apparently said that he abused his ex-wife and prostitutes and more. So the article, this is from TMZ. The article says Brian McKnight says Jaguar Wright is talking crazy when she claims he abused his ex-wife and some prostitutes. Now I'm gonna give you some insight on Brian McKnight after we get through this article. So he's now suing her for defamation. The singer just filed the suit against Jaguar for a bunch of things she's been saying about him online, which he says are blatant lies. According to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Brian claims Jaguar went on social media and alleged Brian McKnight was hiring prostitutes and physically abusing them during actual encounters. But he says this never happened. Thank you, Suri. I appreciate you. What's more, Brian claims Jaguar also alleged he was an abusive husband to his ex-wife, Julie McKnight, who Jaguar claims is her cousin. Brian says he never abused his ex-wife and had no idea about her alleged relation to Jaguar. Now, TMZ goes on to say it's worth noting Jaguar has also made allegations against Jay-Z and Beyonce going on Piers Morgan's show and claiming the Carters had more victims than Diddy. Piers ended up apologizing for airing his interview with Jaguar after getting a threat from Jay-Z and Beyonce's legal team. We all remember that debacle. We all covered that. That was the first time that Jay-Z and Beyonce actually really popped out on this whole story in this case. And Piers Morgan had to apologize and all type of stuff. It was drama. Y'all remember that. We covered that. So Brian claims Jaguar, and I'm getting pop-ups. I hate all these pop-ups, y'all. Brian claims Jaguar knew she was lying about him, but proceeded to smear his name online anyway, and he's going after her for damages. So that is developing. But I have to be honest. Like I said, I don't just say stuff just to say stuff. If I don't know anything about a particular person or haven't heard much, I'm not gonna make nothing up. But but not too long ago, I went out to California, LA, a few years ago, and I've always been a huge Brian McKnight fan. Always, I liked his music. I love his music. I've always loved piano, like just singing and just piano playing. Always was something that I loved. So I got associates. I won't name them, but I got associates out in LA that are in the game. They are in the music business, doing their thing. And I went out there to visit them, and I was at the studio, and there was they talked about a young man, and if I remember correctly, he's actually Brian McKnight Jr., but don't quote me on that because it's been a while. It's been a while since I was out there. But anyway, we got to talking to my friends, and they literally were like taking care and looking out for Brian McKnight's a child. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put nobody out there because that's not the point. I'm just giving y'all some insight. And so I said to me, I'm like, why would I'm thinking like Brian McKnight is huge, and why would his child be out here struggling, trying to make music, needing free beats and this and that? And they just cut to the chase and they said Brian McKnight is a piece of shit. I was floored because, like I told you, I've always been a big Brian McKnight fan. Y'all know I love music. So if I love music and you make good music that I like, you got me as a fan. You know, I like all kind of music. And so they went on to say that he don't, you know, he don't help him at all. He don't do nothing. And this guy was good little mannerable, cool guy. And I'm like, it was like it wasn't like I met my hero, but when they always say sometimes you don't want to meet your hero. They ain't gonna let you down. I was just floored. And so then after that, you know, I start kind of paying attention, and then I just start seeing all kind of bad press and just fucked up shit that, you know, was alleged that he did, you know, and I can't confirm anything. I didn't see him do anything wrong. I didn't witness him doing anything wrong. But I will be honest, the people who told me this are just great people who don't gossip. And they're people that I've known half my life. And so, like I said, that these people I would trust. They know my son. Put it like that. They've watched my son before. And y'all know how I feel about my son. So that's kind of like the best way I can put that these people are good people who don't gossip, who are just really telling me, because I was in shock and asking, like, well, why is he here? His father is like Brian McKnight. And why is he struggling? So I don't know what's going on with this defamation. But like I always tell y'all, if I have some insight on something or anything of experiences that I've went through or have heard of, I will always share with y'all, especially, and really not especially, and I only share it if it's either something I saw with my own eyes or somebody told me who is near and dear to my heart, and somebody that I know, you know, is not into gossiping or just talking down. The people who told me this are the type of people that we always have positive conversations. We're always talking about working hard and progressing and advancing in our career. Like, we talk about stuff like that. We laugh and joke. So we don't gossip. So when somebody tells me that they're looking out for Brian McKnight people and they're making music and doing this and that, and then they tell me that he's a piece of shit, I got to take their word for it. Matter of fact, a quick little story. They say Brian McKnight used to be at the basketball, be playing basketball, and just act like he was just above everybody. Like, you know, like in the, you know, you go to the gym and it's like, he used to tell me, I used to have me cracking up saying, like, you don't nobody give a fuck about no Brian McKnight. But see, we the type of people, we're cool. So we're not hating on nobody. But when you walking around with this demeanor and treating people like you bigger than them and they really looking at you like, bro, we ain't impressed. I wasn't there. This is them telling me that. I never played basketball. I played basketball with Tank at a celebrity game that I did with Floyd Mayweather, and we had a little filthy rich thing, and Tank is a fouler. That he be hacking. But I ain't got nothing bad to say about Tank. But me and him, I don't even know if he'll remember, but when we played in a celebrity game, he was fouling me, so I started fouling him. So shout out to Tank with his hacking ass defense. But let's stick to the story. They said Brian McKnight would be in that gym with a wife beater on with no muscles, walking around like he was better than everybody. And so, y'all know me. I'm just telling y'all what close people to me have said about him. Do I know that? Do I know personally? Not at all. Do I know what's going on with this defamation and Jaguar stuff? Nope, it's not much information out there about it. But I can say he doesn't have a good name in the industry at all. And like I said, after I found that out is when it's, you know, I started seeing all kind of people saying that Brian McKnight did this and this woman saying he did that, and everybody was kind of saying he was an asshole. And I'm like, I've been listening to this dude music, loving it all this time, and you telling me he's a complete jerk? Wow. But that's my insight on the Brian McKnight situation. Like I said, who knows if it's true or not? We always say innocent until proven guilty. Brian McKnight is a singer. Hey, my best friend. Brian McKnight is a singer. I don't want to tear y'all eardrums up, but he got some famous songs. You probably have to look him up, Christy. He's a singer, an R&B singer. And my best friend in the chat said, a wife beater with no muscles is crazy. Yeah, so everybody need y'all to like it, but yeah, y'all, that's all I can tell you on the Brian McKnight thing. Shout out to that listener who put that in the fan mail, and any of y'all. You all know what we talk about. We talk about whatever, but the main thing is Diddy, and we covering the trial. I am a journalist, so I cover a trial from beginning to end. It just happens that I broke the news on the Diddy trial, and I've been covering it. But if you know me, I've covered all kind of different cases. I just don't just wake up every day and talk about different cases and then jump from this one to this one to this one. I cover in a case exclusively and I see it through. So although I'm covering Diddy, you are more than welcome to send me a story or send me something that you might want to cover about. I have no problems covering it. Like I told y'all, I love it. I love what I do, and I love putting out information or covering stuff that y'all want to hear. So yeah, send me a message on my Instagram, Facebook. Send it, leave it in the fan mail. Hey, Flo, cover this, or what do you know about this? And I love to get feedback from you all. And I'll have no problem covering it. Also, yesterday I had a kind of important. Yesterday was kind of important. Was it yesterday or the day before when I was covering the Shador Sanders thing? I want to thank everybody. I told y'all I had a lot of certain people in my inboxes leaving nasty messages, and I told you it got to the point where I'm like, somebody explain to me what's going on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably got to go back to the other episode because I don't want to open that can of worms again. It's not even worth it. But I do want to thank everybody who reached out to me and sent me inboxes and gave me more insight. It really helped, and I do understand what's going on. Like I told y'all, no fucks were given. I don't care because I'm happy I got my quarterback. I'm a Browns fan till I'm not here anymore. So I'm happy as hell we got Shador. But yeah, so I want to thank everybody who sent me a message and kind of gave me more insight of what's going on with this certain group of people. And like I said, 99% of all of us are beautiful. But like they used to tell us in school, it's just a small little pocket of people who are mad at the world, and whenever they get an opportunity to show their nasty side, they'll do it. No big deal. We just like to talk about it. Like I said, we have a great community, diverse community made up of pastors, scientists, Uber drivers, healthcare workers, postal service, everybody from every walk of life listens to the Flow Show No Filter, and we all are a community that have each other back. Y'all got my back. I got y'all back. I don't see no color. Y'all don't see no color. We just here enjoying each other, loving each other, and supporting each other. And that's what this movement is about, which is why I end every show making sure I let my listeners know I love them, because I can be harsh. We do talk about some serious topics, and I am a straight shooter. So I realize sometimes I might be a little rough for some people, but I don't mean no harm. And that's why I make sure from the very first show, October 30th, that I ended the show with making sure I let everybody know I love them, because that's the damn truth. But I also love you enough to tell you the goddamn truth, and that's real love. But don't ever get it twisted. If anybody fuck with anybody that supports this show, and I don't care who it is or what or who we need to get some justice on or whatever, y'all know I got y'all, because I've been supported. I posted on my Instagram. I posted a picture of me the first day I got this equipment. It came in October 29th at 8:40 a.m. Y'all, I'm old, man. I don't know how to work all this shit. So I had to figure out how to work it, but I posted it. I said, hey, y'all, I'll be figuring out how to work this equipment. And I posted on there. I said, let me know what y'all want to talk about. I got y'all. I didn't even know what the fuck I was going to talk about. That's how fresh I was and green I was to the whole podcast thing. I just know that y'all wanted me to do it, and something told me to do it. And so I worked my ass off. I figured out how to use the equipment. I dropped the episode the very next day, October 30th. And the rest is history. We're going to be approaching 200,000 downloads in a few weeks. We have made history in a 5-month span, 5-6 months. We have surpassed 95% of every podcast that was ever made in just 5 months. Independent, no guests, no shirt, just me, a microphone, and a community of people that give a fuck. We are unstoppable. If we can make history on a podcast, do y'all know going forward, it's not shit we can't accomplish together. And we're going to use this platform to continue to press and make sure we letting the world know you don't have to be, while they outside in the world, everybody dividing and this person against this person, and because this person like this political person and this person, now they fighting. See, we don't do none of that shit in this community. We are actually leaders in this community. We're showing the fucking world and we're showing this society that there are a lot of people who just love each other and don't give a fuck where you come from. Don't give a fuck what your color, your skin is, or how much money you got, or none of that shit. We come together every morning as a community and we talk real talk and we love each other. And we've been doing this since October 30th. And my whole point to this story, because y'all know I've been ranting since the beginning. You know, I'll get off on a tangent. But the whole fucking point of this story is when I posted that on my Instagram showing the first day I started, and I just threw a question out there, didn't even really want no answer. I just said, how many of y'all been here since October 30th, the very first episode? Y'all had so many fucking inboxes saying me, hands raised, thank you, and this and that. That made me feel so special. It made me feel good because y'all been here since October 30th, the first day I started. I didn't know how to fucking use the equipment. Some of my episodes were fucking 23 minutes long in the beginning because I didn't want to be stretching shit out just to be talking. I wanted to learn how to progress and go from talking for 23 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to now I could talk for 4 hours if I want to. But y'all stuck with me. And y'all watched them fucking 23-minute episodes like it really was a real long episode. And I remember y'all are so kind with y'all words. There were people to say like, I love your podcast. I just wish it was longer. And I said, yeah, I know it's 23 minutes, but give me a few weeks. And I promise y'all I will be able to talk longer, but I'm not going to just be up here blabbing. Once I got 23 minutes down pat, I went to 40 minutes, and now hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the case may be, we gonna talk. So shout out to all of y'all for that. Y'all know I could get to rambling, but man, it's just that I appreciate that we are a community within this community that we live in called the United States of America, and we actually showing the world what the fuck you can do if you unite and put the bullshit aside. We all bleed red. We all love our family. We all love our children. But the world wants us to act like we all so fucking different, and the world want to keep us divided. We don't go for that shit here at the Flow Show No Filter. So at the I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all. Y'all know I could go forever, but shout out to everybody who supports and everybody who supported me from the beginning. The trial starts Monday. We've been waiting since October. We got one more show tomorrow before the official trials start. But I just want to read one of the messages real quick. It's a short one, and it just means a lot to me. When I posted about who was there from the beginning, I had one particular person say under that story, this person said, "You are truly inspirational. You did this in such a short time, and all it takes is passion, and you have it by the bucket loads." And I like it. Nothing else for me to say. Bye. As always, I love y'all, but I'm out. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Mm, mm, mm. Another one bites the dust. Another showdown and a lifetime to go. We ain't never stopping this. We got a good thing, and ain't nobody got it better than us. And we gonna keep this thing. We gonna keep this ball rolling like bowling, baby. You heard me? We gonna keep this ball rolling like bowling. Let me get Apple and Spotify loaded up, y'all. Y'all know the routine. I'll get all the shout outs of everybody in the chat after I get this thing loaded up. I'm excited. Trial of the century coming up. Love you too, Christy. Love you, Christy. Australia. I can't wait. Y'all know I'm going on tour. You know I'm coming to Australia. My best friend, Darnell, he is the overseas traveling expert. I won't go overseas without him. We will be in Australia. We will be in Australia. So look out for us. We will be in Australia. I promise you. Roll like my boy Darnell said. We're going to keep this rolling like bowling, baby. We can't be stopped. We got a community. We got the best community online behind us. And I'm going to reach out and touch everybody on this tour. Don't nobody. Hey, look, unless we talking about my parents and my son and my close-knit family that's close to me, outside of that, don't nothing mean more to me than my podcast family, my Instagram family, my Facebook family, my TikTok family, my Apple family, my Spotify family. Don't nothing mean more to me than that. So we're going to reach out and touch everybody, including Australia, London, UK. We coming to you. All my UK, my Netherlands people. And of course, all the cities in the States. All the cities in the States, we hitting wherever we got fans, we will be pulling up. So we getting this thing loaded. Love you too. Let me go through this chat while we got up Apple and Spotify loaded up. Shout out to my boy Kobe. Love you, Christy. Love you, Joel. Kobe, my boy Kobe said he been here since October 24. That's what's up, Cole. Brandon said, love this show. I follow the show. I wish I was able to subscribe. #1 podcast. Don't worry, y'all. If you're not able to subscribe, it's no hard feelings. I'm talking to the people who are able to subscribe and just giving them a little extra motivation. Sometimes we just need clarity. I've told the story before. It was times that I could afford to subscribe and I would be listening to my favorite podcasters and YouTubers, but I just didn't realize that it was important to subscribe. I figured that they got all the followers. I figured they were good until I started understanding the real concept of it, and that when you talk the truth, it's hard to get corporate sponsors. So if you want corporate sponsors, you got to play their game. And if you follow somebody that's not playing the game, you gotta help them out by subscribing. So there is no shade or nothing to people who aren't able to. We speaking to the ones who are able and might not understand how important subscribing is when you're talking about podcasts and YouTubes and different channels that give us the truth. We have to support them, not just me. We got to support all of them. And I do the same thing. I support because I know they need it. So thank you, C Tuck. Like C Tuck said, when you really care about people in general, race don't matter. There's a strength in numbers. Suri said that was a great first show. You were on it like you have been doing it all along. Thank you, Suri. And the headband, I forgot that. You're right, Christy. I forgot about my own headband. I just need a mic and y'all and a headband, and that's all we need. Patricia, hey, thank you, Patricia. Even barbers like me. Yeah, we got barbers. Got Joel in the building. Ivan. Everybody. Not Dreamer been a day one. I love Not Dreamer been here since 2.5 years ago. Good morning, Raquel. Kingdom Fit. What up, my boy? What up, my people? And everybody. Oh, Sybil. I didn't know Sybil was in here. Good morning, Sybil. Sherry. I didn't see Sherry. Drew Rob, 85. Damn, it was a lot of people in here I didn't see. Michael Coleman, love you too, bro. Thank you, Michael Coleman in the Atlanta, Georgia, Playboy. Michael Coleman, you got your shout out. I hope you still on here listening. Libby Bear is special. Me and Libby Bear talk on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Me and Libby Bear talk everywhere. So shout out to Libby Bear for keeping up with me. And always having something good and positive to say. Ebony, Empress, Melody always on time. Part of the Breakfast Crew, one of the original Breakfast Crew. Melody, Kobe, and the rest of the gang. Much love to all y'all. Let's see if this is loaded up. It's almost loaded up, y'all. Okay, Christy says she knows who Brian McKnight is now. See? We even learned about who the fuck Brian McKnight is. We learn a lot in this community that we have built. And it's just great. So now somebody knows who Brian McKnight is, who didn't know who he was before. But like I said, shout out to everybody in the comments. Y'all know I'm gonna shout everybody out. Oh, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, you know, I had to switch. I had to do the shirts myself. I had to do the merch myself. So, you know, I had to make the adjustment, but you know, I'm gonna make sure everybody right. She said, guess what, Flo? My shirt arrived yesterday. Thank you for not forgetting me. I'm not letting go. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, everybody it's getting out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? We getting it out to everybody. I told you initially like I said, I hate putting stuff in other people's hands. I put it in other people's hands. They didn't get it done. No harm, no foul. I told y'all from here on out, I'm doing it myself. So y'all will get everything immediately. Y'all know I don't play around. Just as much as y'all can count on me to be here at 7:30 on the dot, you can count on getting your merchandise on time from here on out. It pisses me off when it ain't on time. So which is why I would never depend on nobody again. I don't give a fuck if I got to send out so many shirts that I break my fucking fingers trying to push all the buttons to get them out. I will just break my fucking fingers. So love everybody in this chat. And before we get out of here, y'all, one man or 100 gorillas. I mean, shit, one man, 100 gorillas. No. I fucked that all up. One man and 100 gorillas, that's a horrible. I mean, one gorilla and 100 men, who winning? I didn't get to ask y'all that question the other day. So while we waiting for Apple and Spotify to load up, one gorilla, 100 men, who y'all got? Kingdom Fit. If it's me, Darnell, Kingdom Fit, Kobe One Shinobi, shoot, even Siri, Melody, 100 of the Flow Show No Filter community, or one gorilla, who y'all got? Yeah, Siri said she got the gorilla. Who y'all got? The gorilla or the 100 men? I've been going back and forth. I'm gonna tell y'all now. I've been flip-flopping. So I want to hear what y'all got to say. Every time I watch somebody video, they convince me otherwise. First I said the gorilla, then I started watching videos, then I said the 100 man, then I said the gorilla. I don't know. See, look at C-Tuck said we gonna lose some, but I think we can make it happen. Hey, so we got two So far, we're gonna see who wins this debate. Who wins this poll? We got a little ghetto poll going on right now. It ain't like it's just gonna be me counting the chat, but we got 1 for the gorilla and 2 for the 100-man. I need some more people to chime in. I want to see before this show gets uploaded. I want to see, are we gonna vote for the 100-man? Or are we gonna vote for the gorilla? I'm trying to help wherever this vote goes today. That's who I'm gonna go with because I've been flip flopping. So let's get some more people to chime in. If the 100-man went against one silverback gorilla, who would win? Okay, so we got 2 for the gorilla and 2 for the man. Melody says, depends on the environment, space. It's going down at and how dumb the people are. But in general, I think the gorilla. Okay, so we got 2 for the gorilla, 2 for the man. C-Tuck, vote with me. Hey, look. Hey, they said now the very first wave is gonna get ate up like popcorn shrimp. But it might change after that. Yeah, don't go get 100 people. Hey, the question is, who gonna be the first one to run up on that gorilla? Because that's a suicide mission. That's the one thing about that scenario. Because a good 15 to 20 people got to know they just on a suicide mission. That's one thing that everybody will have to know. So the thing is, what 20 people? We got to have 20 people for sure that's going to be willing to lose their life. My best friend Darnell said we would swarm the gorilla from all angles. Come on, y'all. Chime in. Chime. Chime. Oh, what the heck? Oh, yeah. Hey, look, and we definitely got to have a moment of silence. We definitely got to have a moment of silence for the Lakers. And y'all know my good friend Greg is a big Laker fan. Let's have a moment of silence for all the Lakers fans. I'm going to pour out a little something. Let's pour out a little liquor for the Laker fans. They couldn't stay alive. Timberwolves in 5. So pour a little out for, if you got a Laker fan out there today, not a good day for them. Condolences and Cancun to all the Lakers fans. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Hope y'all got y'all fishing rods. Too many men will overthink it and get eaten. Okay, sir. Hey, sir. Sir said too many men will overthink it and just get ate with all that bite force. So that's the hardest part, is what 20 men is going to sign up. That first initial wave that swarms them, they got to know that they going to be popcorn shrimp. He going to grab them and bite them and pull. You know how you grab a piece of popcorn shrimp by the tail and you just bite it and you got the whole shrimp? That first wave, that gorilla might, do you like popcorn shrimp. But after that, who knows? Yeah, Laker fans, come on to the Cavs bandwagon. We'll slow it down a little bit so y'all can jump on here. We'll slow the bandwagon down just enough for y'all to hop on. Hey, C-Tuck, Lakers, what we saying, Cleveland, they got the Lakers up through. They went ahead and got them all up through. Nah, I just playing. But yeah, so, hey, y'all, 100-man and gorilla. Look like even in this chat, it's like even. We got the same amount of people saying the gorilla as the 100-man. So I guess that's why that question is viral, because we literally split down the middle as a society. I don't. So I'm still thinking it through. But no woman is going to be the first 20 child. Come on, ladies. Yeah, that first wave is gonna be, they're gonna be something else. Oh shoot. Hold up. Uh-oh. I done lost y'all. Here we go. Here we go. But yeah, y'all, this trial, before we get out of here, this trial is tomorrow is our final day before the actual trial day starts. So tomorrow, I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of just recap a lot of the highlights over this trial. And of course, if they give us whatever new information, you know I'm gonna bring that. But besides whatever new information comes out, I think tomorrow I'm going to kind of do a full recap of the whole trial, highlight some of the biggest moments in the trial. And then after tomorrow, y'all, we got the weekend. And then it's Diddy time, Mohawk Diddy. So it's going down. The Mohawkster is going down. As we're waiting for this to load up. But y'all, we're about to load. Okay, let me load it up. Hey, good thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody listening. No, they don't have the jury set yet. They're actually filling out the good question. Last time I checked, which would have been this morning, last night, they said the jurors, they have 600 men and women right now who are filling out the questionnaire. Remember, the questionnaire has up to 70 questions asking them about how they feel about multiple partners, how they feel about sex, how they feel about true crime, do they watch crime shows, all of that. And so it's not set yet. They are filling out the questionnaire. So besides, as far as when the questionnaire is done, I don't know, but I'll be checking today and tomorrow to get the latest and greatest news on it. But yeah, as of right now, we have 600 men and women who are filling out the juror questionnaire. And the defense, once they all fill it out, the defense and the prosecution will eliminate people all the way down till they get to, I think, like 12, and then I believe they have some alternates. Don't quote me on that. But I know that the prosecution and defense will be eliminating them one by one. But as of right now, to be clear, possible or potential jurors are filling out the questionnaire right now as we speak. That's where we are with it. Oh, buddy, and Apple and Spotify is ready. So give me 1 second. I'm about to harrowing Diddy experience. I'm about to load up this right now. Give me 1 second, and then I'm gonna be right back to you. Let's see. Start with the description. Y'all, this is episode 138. From episode 1 to 138, y'all. Look, time fly. 138 of these episodes. Everything is locked and loaded, published. Apple and Spotify is officially up. Let's get the amounts in the chat. Let's get the amounts in the chat. Apple and Spotify is officially sent out to the atmosphere. Much love to everybody. See y'all tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 a.m. sharp. The Flow Show, No Filter. Much love, but I'm out.